Don't worry. I'm a professional. Oh, it's so frustrating. Yeah, these wheels are pretty versatile. They'll roll about anything. So here we'll transition from this to the bricks. All right, well, let's get off the beach and let's get up to the hills of Phratumnak. All right, you guys, I'm in my neighborhood of Phratumnak, Soi 6, and we're gonna go check some locations and see if I can skate this board. We're gonna hit this soy right here. This is, I believe, soy 7. I think this is. And so there's a couple of spots on here. I'm just gonna set up and try to hit this. There's probably gonna be some traffic. It's about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, so it'll be light, but we'll see what happens here. I think I left you guys down there on Pattaya Beach, and I was skating the beach walk. So I've pretty much been using this board down on the beach walk. I've hit a couple of the soys around here, a little bit of downhilling. I was in the other neighborhood and I was on a hill there, and I had to avoid all these storm drains that are in the middle of the road and on the sides of the roads. Going down this particular one, there was quite a few on both sides, and then there was traffic coming down and coming up, and I wasn't able to scrub any speed and traverse the lanes back and forth, so I pretty much had to pick a straight line, avoiding the grates and the oncoming traffic. And so my upcoming turn was fast approaching, and like I said, I couldn't scrub any speed. And as I made that sweeping, was it a right? Yeah, sweeping right, front side turn for me. I couldn't make the corner, and I ended up going into the corner sign and shrub. And now that they've done some landscaping, I see what I hit inside that shrubbery. After they cleaned up all that shrubbery and did a little landscaping, I saw what was inside there, and there was a metal sign, and yeah, I flew right into it. But on the beach there, I'm really liking the board down there. Now, I think when I left you, my bushings were still squeaking. I put those bones bushings in here. I always prefer the bones bushings. And so I had those in here. I still do. And at that time they were squeaking. But now I believe they're broken in. I'm not hearing any noise out of my trucks. I can slalom pump that beach walk, you know, as fast as traffic. That's always a good push. So I've been skating the beach walk a little bit, hitting that, you know, hit it a couple miles down there into John Tiem or down onto Pattaya Beach Walk. And I'm really liking the board in that respect. But, you know, so I'm 62 years old, and I grew up skateboarding, and You know, if you know my background, you know I was sponsored, and you know I was a major player back in the 80s and in the amateur ranks down there in San Diego. And you know, I'd skated pools, pipes, parks, ditches, streets, everything. You know, but after I moved from San Diego up to Sandpoint, street skating was non-existent there, and I could barely find a ramp to skate, and it was very seasonal. And so skating took a back seat for many years. You know, it took us 15 years to get a skate park built there. By that time, I had already lost my ollie. So now, you know, a little bit of skating here and there. After the park got in, you know, I could shred the pool and show them what it's like, you know, 70s style, and doing some shredding in there. But I eventually, you know, stepped away from skateboarding for a minute, and I was a little too long, and you know, I lost a lot of my skills. And so I'm still trying to find a sweet spot on this board for getting my manuals down. So as I said before, this board has a little bit of flex to it. So it's a thinner board, right? It's a thinner board, much like the old fiber flexes of back in the day. A little thicker than that, you know, a little sturdier construction. And definitely, because the nose is hit a curb a couple times and it's still in good shape. Wear and tear on this board is awesome. But, as I said, it does have some flex to it. Finding that sweet spot for the manual, it feels like there's flex in the tail. And I don't know where I'm having the problem finding my balance point on there, but dude, I used to roll manuals all day long up and down the beach, so it's quite frustrating when I can only roll a manual for about 10 feet, you know. And it feels like the board flexes when you have it up in the air, you know, when you have your front wheels up. Not your front tires, I sound like a freaking retard. When you have your front wheels up in the air doing your manual, you can feel the board flexing, and you can feel it flexing at the tail. So if you put too much foot on the tail, you're gonna have too much flex there, and it's hard to counteract that. As I said, I'm having a hard time finding the sweet spot on this thing. I can't ollie worth the darn, so you know, we're not gonna see any of that. You know, my street skating skills just aren't what they used to be. Neither are my ramp riding skills. I'm 62 years old. I'm lucky to still be out here, you know, and I'm glad to still be out here. And I'm here in Thailand, finally giving you the Landyachtz Dodger review on the hills of Phratumnak. So let's go find a spot. Well, this hill's a little mellow. That's a little mellow. Getting a little better. You gotta watch those drains though. Like I said, I've lost any of my big street skills. Ollieing over that's not gonna happen. But I still can tourist slalom. Sweaty cop? I don't know. So I got an excellent idea. I'm gonna go get my motorbike and go to different locations. Right now I'm coming down Soi 6. This is where I live. They don't scare me. It's those cracks in the sidewalk and the street that scare me. Yeah, since those bushings have broken in, the board's riding a lot better. I'm really digging the bones bushings in these Bear trucks. These are the Bear 130s. They got some fat tires on there, fat wheels. Fat tires, god damn. Anyways, we're gonna grab my motorbike and we're gonna hit a couple spots. It's getting pretty hot, so walking around will just be miserable. So that's my motorbike, my Honda ADV. This is my Harley right there. My Harley Street Glide, or Sport Glide. And I'm looking at buying this one right here. This Kawasaki ER6. That's gonna be next in the stable. So let's grab my motorbike and we'll go hit a couple spots. So this is Soi 4, and this is some of the traffic I have to deal with. I just watched one guy come racing down the hill. No traffic in front of him. What's his fucking hurry? I like this Soi because they just put fresh asphalt down probably, I don't know how long ago, but it's fresher than everything else I've seen. I was not anticipating this much traffic that I'm seeing on this Soi right now. Now I have taken it all the way from the top and was able to traverse, you know, back and forth. But yeah, this traffic, man. Okay, so that truck is staying up there. Did you see that?
No, what's up?
Oh, you missed me?
No, man, I just walked out of the door. So
Oh, you just missed me, man.
you put it up?
Oh, no, I just went underneath.
Oh, what's your name?
Matt.
Matt, I'm JR, bro.
JR.
Yeah, man.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you, too.
Yeah, my friend Chad lives over here.
Oh, okay.
No, Chad B, he's got that BMW E30. It's a,
okay.
the cream one.
I would see that.
Yeah, the cream pie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, no, I want to. I'm a Benz guy, but that's okay.
Yeah. Oh, there's some sweet Benzes around here too.
Oh, I noticed.
Oh my God, ballers galore.
Mine's back in the States.
Yeah.
I sold it.
Yeah.
I had an SLK 350.
There
you know
you
what
go.
that is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Car of life, man. It's good to meet you.
Yeah, likewise. So that wasn't so bad. Usually I hit it, I'm a little higher up there and carrying a little bit more speed. All right, so I told you guys I'd be taking this board onto the hills around here. What I didn't anticipate was the heavy traffic so much all the time. So that makes it a bit challenging. Not that I'm scared, this just makes it challenging. So I'm really digging this board on the hills. Very stable. The trucks and wheel combination, very stable combination. The bearings are nice and fast. You know, the bare bearings, bare trucks, bones bushings. This board is fucking good to go. I just wish I had my skills like I used to so I could really put this board to the test. But all in all, I'm really liking it. Look at that cool place. We're gonna have to eat there sometime. The sun is directly overhead. It's probably about noon. All right, so let's give my conclusion on this board. All in all, I'm really liking this board. It's an excellent board, excellent construction. I've always been pleased with bare trucks and wheels and bearings combinations. I sold their boards in my shop and they were one of my top sellers. And I believe I had 2 Landyachtz. My daughter's got one too, so she's got all my boards and she's got the Landyachtz, the bamboo model. And I had to pick this one up for Thailand, like I said. You know, I'd hit the hills around the Buddhas, and those temples would be perfect, but there's just so much gosh darn traffic. I'd have to hit those like at 2 in the morning. But all in all, really liking the board. As I said, the quality, the construction, the nose has banged the curb a couple of times, and it's still in excellent shape. You know, I don't beat a board up like I used to, but for this cruiser board, man, I am digging it. It is a great cruiser board. You know, I don't know what a kid can do with this in the park, but I'm sure they could shred on it. It would be interesting to see them. I know that the Landyachtz promotional video for this board, their rider is just shredding the alleys on this thing. As I said, I'm finding a hard time finding my sweet spot on this. I've been off my board for so long, my feet don't instinctively know where they need to be. A good tip is to never stop skating, because that's what I did for a minute, and it has affected me dramatically. But we're not here to talk about my skating, we're here to talk about this board. If I were you, I'd buy this Landyachtz, the Landyachtz Dodger. Good board. I know it came out last year and I'm late with this review, but I'm digging it. I've been busy having a good time here in the country of Thailand. So follow my adventures and follow the disaster that is Matt Splat. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and let's see what happens next. Later.
Hey, what's happening? I'm not Matt Splat, but I'm real close to Matt Splat, maybe a little better looking. And we're here on his channel. We want you guys to like, subscribe, follow the disaster known as Matt Splat, and let's see what happens.